Assalamu alaikum. Today in the first two videos we looked at how to respond to external claims made by the people of the book who challenge our belief. In this video we will look at the final section of this chapter, which focuses on the Battle of Uhud and the internal challenges Muslims face. Muslims suffered a painful defeat in this battle against the leaders of Quraysh and their Meccan army. The battle took place 3 years after Hijrah, when Muslims escaped the persecution of Quraysh and emigrated from Mecca to Yathrib, later known as Medina. Yathrib was an agricultural city north of Mecca. Many of its people heard about Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, and his message, and became Muslim before he arrived. This annoyed the leaders of Quraysh and prompted them to attack the Muslims. This is known as the Battle of Badr. This was the first major clash between the Meccans and the Muslims. Even though the Meccan army outnumbered the Muslims 1,000 to 313, they suffered a humiliating defeat. This sent shockwaves across Arabia and badly damaged Mecca's trade economy. So a year later, the leaders of Quraysh, still enraged, raised an even larger army of 3,000 men. The main objective was to kill Prophet Muhammad ﷺ, ending the religion of Islam. Prophet Muhammad and the Muslims of Medina got wind of Quraysh's plan and raised an army of 1,000 men. After much internal debate on where to fight, they decided to meet the Meccans at Mount Uhud. This was a strategic decision to keep the mountain range between them as cover, or behind them as cover and protection. However, as the Muslim army approached Mount Uhud, 3 of them who weren't convinced of the plan decided to retreat to Medina, leaving only 700 to face the Meccan army. Given how the Meccan army were positioned, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, ordered the placement of 50 archers as cover for the 650 who were on the battlefield. Prophet Muhammad specifically ordered the archers not to leave the position under any circumstance, even if they were winning. As the battle progressed, it appeared the Muslims were advancing and the Meccan army could have another major defeat. However, 40 of the 50 archers saw this and left their positions to collect the spoils of the battle, ignoring Prophet Muhammad's word. Khalid ibn Walid from the Meccan side saw the archers leave and moved his troops around the battlefield, attacking the Muslims from behind. This forced the Muslims to retreat. The consequence of the archers' decision proved to be deadly. Many of the companions died, and some believed Prophet Muhammad himself was dead. It was later discovered that he survived and was badly wounded. This was a crushing loss for the Muslims and left many of them devastated and heartbroken over the loss of their loved ones, given their state of mind at the time and how low their morale was. These verses were revealed to help them cope with what had happened and uplifts them spiritually and emotionally. Allah reminded them of the Battle of Badr. Indeed, Allah made you victorious at Badr when you were vastly outnumbered. So be mindful of Allah, perhaps you'll be grateful. It goes on to remind them of the thousands of angels that fought with them at Badr and how victory comes from Allah. Allah would later reassure them that after their defeat, meaning, do not falter or grieve, for you will have upper hand if you are true believers. If you have suffered injuries at Uhud, they suffered similarly at Badr. We alternate these days of victory and defeat among people so that Allah may reveal the true believers, choose martyrs from among you, and Allah does not like the wrongdoers. Allah reminds them that Muslims will indeed be tested. Do you think you will enter paradise without Allah providing which of you truly struggled for His cause and patiently endured? The verses will later go on to explain why they were denied victory at Uhud, how their courage had weakened as some among them disobeyed the Prophet's command and chased after worldly gain, while others desired a heavenly reward. After all that, Allah still pardons those who disobey, as He is all forgiving. He commands Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, to pardon them as well, ask forgiveness for them, and not to marginalize them, but instead to bring them into a group and consult them in matters. The verses then honor the companions who lost their lives in the battle. Never think of those martyred in the cause of Allah as dead. In fact, they are alive with their Lord, well provided for Him. The chapter goes on to stress the importance of patience, perseverance, and be mindful of Allah whenever He tests you, and how nations came before them failed this very test and chose worldly gain over success and reward in the afterlife. The chapter events with a verse that provides advice for success. O believers, patiently endure, persevere, stand on God, and be mindful of Allah so you may be successful. I'll leave you here. Fi amanillah wa sallallahu wa baraka ala nabina Muhammad. Astaghfirullah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.